What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Phase 6, your source for music, business, motivation, and support. It's your boy, Sir Love, and here's another episode of Ask Sir Love. And I am redoing an episode that I already did, and the reason I'm redoing it is because the audio was of such poor quality that people could not hear what I was saying. I originally did this video here. You may look familiar. The topic was, is a joint venture the best record deal? And I really want to revisit that. There was a guy by the name of KR that asked the question, and at the time he had asked it 22 hours ago or something of that nature. Well, no, it was a couple days, but regardless of which, I want to answer your question, JR, because you were looking at another video that I did that was about how JV deals work with production companies and things of that nature, and the question was, what's a JV? So let's do it. All right, so first off, JV stands for joint venture. A joint venture deal. And a traditional joint venture is when any business, right, not just the music industry, but when any two businesses or more come together and decide that they're going to create something new that's going to serve a new purpose, excuse me, that is called a joint venture. All right. So what's an example? Let's say Coca-Cola gets together with Chase Bank and they decide that they are going to create some new product that has nothing to do with financial services and has nothing to do with bottling, but they're going to work together to create this product. They may start a whole new company, even though those two companies are the companies that are powering that situation or creating the opportunity for that situation to exist. Their executives are running it, is running through their payroll, whatever. Joint venture, two companies come together with the goal of creating something new or producing something new in the marketplace. And it doesn't always have to be dramatically new, but the idea, two people come together, create something new. All right. In the music business, it's a little bit different. It's the same premise, but the results are vastly different, and the way that it's utilized is different. And this is one of the reasons why historically, or what I'm getting ready to say is one of the reasons why historically JV deals have been known to be the dream deal of artists. And let me break it down and tell you why. So a JV deal is when you take typically a major record label, right, and a indie record label, or a label that's not a major, and you bring them together with the purpose of producing one act or a series of acts. All right. The reason that you do a JV is because the independent label in question in this particular scenario has performed at such a level that they can sustain themselves on their own, or they have the potential, they have the knowledge, the know-how, the capability to sustain themselves on their own, and the label understands this. However, this independent company or group of people or whatever organization that is doing the deal with the major, they do not have all of the bandwidth to really scale effectively and efficiently. Therefore, they want to partner with the label to handle aspects that they traditionally cannot handle. Let's talk about what that may look like. All right. First off, JV deals are traditionally 50-50. Boop, boop. It's typically 50-50 down the middle. In a JV deal, the major company that does the deal often fronts the expenses, right? If they don't front all of the expenses, they're going to front the majority of the expenses. All right. So let's say it takes $100,000 to get something done. The label's going to spend all $100,000 or nearly all of the $100,000 to get that done. However, when revenue starts coming in, the label is going to be responsible for collecting all the money and doing all the initial financial servicing that occurs when revenues come in. They are going to retain or recoup their $100,000 before they do the 50-50 split and start paying everybody back. All right. So you spend $100,000, you make $1 million. The label's going to take their $100,000 back that they initially invested. You have $900,000 left. The label will then keep $450,000, and the independent label or the smaller label will then take the other $450,000. This was the dream deal, right? Especially in the 90s and the 80s and any time before that, even early 2000s. Why was this the dream deal? Because the label was taking all the risk and still splitting the profits with you. And as an independent company that's growing, that was a sweet deal. However, this deal was reliant on the idea that the label had the faith or the evidence that you would indeed see positive returns and that you just needed a quick loan, a quick turnaround loan, right? There's not much risk on the label side because they've already crunched the numbers. They've seen what you've done in the past. They understand what you're capable of, and they know that you're going to knock it out the water, right? You think about deals like LaFace, right? LaFace, you knew L.A. Reid had already established a history of being able to, well, He was in the process of, he established a history of creating dope records with him and Babyface. They had multiple hit records at the time. Of course, we can do a joint venture deal, right? T.I. and Jeter, they're known for their JV deal. That was a big JV deal in hip hop, right? That's T.I. and Jason Jeter. They did a deal with Grand Hustle, and they were able to do this because after they got dropped by the same person, L.A. Reid, right? They went out on the road and pushed their own music and pushed their own record and got themselves popping and hot again. There was a huge demand, and when they went back to the labels, they said, this time we want to be in control. We're going to do a JV deal. Now, let's talk about other aspects of the JV. The beauty of the relationship in a JV deal is that you can lean on a label for things that you cannot do, and the label can lean on you for things that they cannot or do not want to do. All right. So this differs from a distribution deal, because some of you guys may be thinking, what's the difference between this and a distribution deal? Well, in a distribution deal, there's typically 80-20, 70-30, right? 85-15, whatever the split is, the independent company is going to get a lion's share of the split. All right. In a distribution deal, it's less of a partnership than a JV. A JV, a joint venture, it's a partnership between two companies with the same vision and goal, right? Both parties are highly involved and engaged. In a distribution deal, it's, look, I'm going to give you this money. I'm going to distribute your records. I'm going to collect. I'm going to pay you out the lion's share of it. And if you need any help, whatever I can do, I'll help you. But you're on your own. Here's your money. Go do your thing, right? I believe that you're going to give me a return on my investment. And if you don't, I need my money back, and I'm going to chase you down until I get it back, right? A joint venture, the label's going to be more involved, or supposedly they're supposed to be more involved. So they may be involved in anything that you're struggling with. So if you struggle with art or merchandising or getting certain producers to come work on the record or servicing the record more or marketing the record more effectively in other parts of the world or other regions or other environments, which major distribution companies typically do that as well. But there's more tangible services in a joint venture than in a distribution deal. So it's about how close do you want the relationship to be? And then ideally, a traditional record deal is when the label's taking the lion's share. They're getting 80-something%. You're getting 20. That's a good traditional deal, right? Or they're getting 95. You're getting 5. That was the kind of rip-off deal that you heard about in the past, right? In those types of scenarios, the label is in full control, right? They're controlling everything, but they're taking care of you, right? In a joint venture, the label may not do all these things I'm about to mention, but they're taking care of you. You need a ride to the studio, they're going to call and make sure a limo picks you up and takes you to where you need to be. You need travel, like travel arrangements, logistics, making sure that you're comfortable and you're taken care of. Traditionally, if you're winning, a label's going to do all these other different things to help you out and cater to you more if they are responsible for you. Now, all of this is recouped. They're going to get every penny back that they spend for taking care of you, right? But in that type of scenario, you are more dependent upon the record label, and you're trusting that the record label is going to do their due diligence to break you. Now, we all have heard the history of how that can go. If the label is vested in you and all the employees at the label are vested in you, it could be a really big win. You got people like Chris Brown, right, that come from that type of structure, right? But if they're not vested in you, or maybe the person that signed you leaves and goes to another company, it could be a really big loss, right? In a distribution deal scenario, you're kind of on your own. So whatever you have coming to the table, if you don't know how to scale it, maximize it, really get every penny out of it, then you may not get all the support that you need. It's kind of like a loan. Here's your money. When you get it back, give me my money back. If you don't, I'm coming to see you, right? Whereas the middle deal, that JV deal, is, hey, we believe in you. We know you got it. You're an independent person. We want to let you do your thing, but we want to invest in you and we want to help you as much as we can. Let's work together to win. That's the reason why historically it's been considered the dream deal, right? However, in today's time, distribution deals are starting to look more and more like JV deals from the tangible relationship side. Distributors are starting to get more engaged, and especially since independent artists can now go straight to the market on DistroKid, TuneCore, Stem, whatever you're using, CD Baby, etc., right? So you're starting to see distributors treat distribution deals more like JV deals of the past, all right? Is there still benefit to doing a JV deal? Of course there is. Is there still benefit to doing a distribution deal? Of course there is. Is there still benefit to doing a traditional label deal? Of course there is. The difference between the three of these different scenarios is not how they're set up. It's what do you need? So many of us think of record deals and say, what's the best deal? And if you saw the videos I did on good deal versus bad deal, it's not about what's the best deal. It's about what's best for you. And normally JV deals optimize the chances that you can create what's best for you because both parties are obviously working on what's best for you, right? Or best for your act or best for your company, your series of acts, right? So that's the difference between a JV deal and any other type of deal. So I hope that was helpful, right? And to wrap it up, I'll put numbers on it just to make you guys really get it because I did that on the previous video and I want to make sure I give you all the value here. All right. In a JV deal, right? In a JV deal, you spend $100,000, you make $1 million, right? Which was a great, great work, right? The label may not be happy if you only made $1 million because your album probably you sold very little numbers if you made $1 million, but let's just keep it there for now, right? $100,000 spent, $1 million return. In a JV situation, the label's going to get the $100,000 back. Then it's going to be 900 left. There's a 450,000 split across both sides. Now, I'm not mentioning mechanicals and points and all those other type of things. I'm just talking about the bare bones numbers. All right, which means the label is going to get 550,000. They net 450. You net 450 because you didn't spend money getting into the situation. In a distribution deal, let's say the same thing happened. Distribution deal. The label or the distributor, whoever, distribution side of the label, whatever, they give you $100,000. You make $1 million. It was an 80-20 split. They're going to get their $100,000 back. And then that $900,000, they're going to split it 80-20, right? 80-20. So 20% of 900,000 is about 180,000. So the distributor is going to walk away with 180,000, which leaves you walking away with what, about 720? That should be right? 720? Yeah, $720,000. I believe I got that right. And if I didn't, you guys can do the math yourself. You get the point, right? In a traditional label deal, it may be like 90-10. The label may spend 100,000. They turn around and sell 1 million copies. At the end of it, the label is going to say, all right, we're going to get our 100,000 back. And out of that 900,000 that's left, you're going to get 90,000. And then they're going to retain the rest of it, which is somewhere around 810,000. So that's how the numbers break out. Now, from a number perspective, you make the most money with a distributor, going straight distribution. You make the least amount of money in an artist situation if all the numbers are the same. So then why is one deal not better than the other? Because the idea is that the involvement of the company will increase the sales. If you do the exact same numbers and say with the distributor, you sold 100,000, and in the JV, in the distributor, you made $1 million, and in the JV, you make $5 million, and with the record label, you made $10 million. Well, the amount that you take home may make sense all of a sudden. You may say, wow, I made more money with actually going the label route because their machine, their systems, their tools allowed us to generate more revenue. So I netted more money. I kept more money at the end after all expenses. That could be very much true. However, if the label fails you and doesn't do what they're supposed to do, right? Or they do it inaccurately, or you don't cooperate with the label and you don't do what you're supposed to do, then you're getting the short end of the stick because you're getting the same results you could have gotten if you possibly did the distribution deal, but you're getting less of a percentage, all right? So that's how it all pans out. Again, watching my videos, I'm going to tell you guys, it's not about the deal, it's about the strategy, right? After you understand your strategy, then it's about your individual deal. When I say it's not about the deal, it's not about the type of deal. It's about the strategy, and then it's about your deal, the details in your contract, in your agreement. All right? Hope that was helpful. I don't know everything, but I know a lot about a little and a little bit about a lot. And I'm always trying to give you guys everything that I got right here on Phase 6. Make sure you go to the website, www.phase6.com. You can check it out right here as I scroll through it. This is me. This is the website. These are all the latest videos that just got posted, right? You can come check it out. This one is hot. People are really loving this video right here with the T-Pain drink. And I appreciate you guys for supporting. So if you want me to answer your question, leave a comment. Leave a comment with your question so that I can answer it. The more questions you ask, the more videos I do. So I'm leaning on you guys to ask really good questions that will yield to great conversations. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Beam in. I'm out.